Hello everyone, welcome back to Nomifactory. Last episode we did PTFE, or polytetrafluoroethylene. This means we can make LCRs now, which should come in handy today. We also did some EV to get access to cheaper circuits, and we also processed a bunch of tungsten. And since then, I've made a few changes. I've made this work with scheelite now. It's the same exact process, but with 6 instead of 7, and you get calcium instead of lithium. I did this because scheelite is very common, a little bit more common than tungstate, so it was kind of wasteful to not process it. So we just have a robot arm on keep exact on these two numbers. A limited item filter won't work because they work up to that number rather than exactly that number, which we need, so it doesn't get backed up. And I also rearranged the clean room to be expandable downwards. We have HV and EV, both with diodes, so no transformers, and we have interfaces on either side, like this. And then level emitters and interfaces for autocrafting will go in the center. And I've encoded some patterns in the circuit assembler for LV, MV, HV, and EV. Not IV, because this recipe is awful. There's a new one soon anyway. This also means liquid tin, but that was easy to automate. Just an extractor into a drum. And I also have a HV assembler over here with polyethylene for all the SMDs. So now look at this. It's amazing. We can just order 1000 LV. Look at that. It's only like a stack more of socks for 1000 circuits. Isn't that insane? And the same with MV, just some wafers. And HV, look at this. They're so cheap now. EV circuits are still kind of expensive. We're missing 7000 wafers of RAM, but the other 3 are cheap. Very cheap. Okay, so in this episode, I want to look at power, because we're using more than half of these, with most of the EBFs off. So that's a bit worrying. I don't want to spam DML for Numis, but I think I'll do it a little bit, because my plan is nuclear craft. I want a reactor. It should be a lot of power, and it's just a bit of tungsten, which we do have now, so I want to push for that, but we're definitely going to run out of power if we don't buff it a little bit before that. So that means a few more Numis, and to buff PPC, but this time I want to buff it a lot, and I mean a lot, because we're going to need DML anyway, or other stuff, not just power. So having a good PPC system would be very useful anyway. So I want to do it over here. So I'll get building, and I'll show you what the plan is. Okay, so I should be able to fit it in this chunk. We should have a 3x3 square for every step of the process. I don't know what this chunk is for. It's just sort of there to keep this shape, as you can see. Okay, so the plan. I want an EV LCR for resonant clathrites, and we'll see how fast that is. The rest of the machines will keep that stocked 100% of the time. I'm not sure how many that is, but we'll find out. Because this is the bottleneck. It also determines how many sim chambers you can run. By default it's 1 per 10 with MV, so based on how fast it is, that'll be how many we can run. So I guess I'll make the LCR first. We should be able to do it now that we have Go to Hell. It's HV stuff, PTFE, stainless steel, steel, more PTFE, and 1 coil. Kinda weird, but I will encode it. I'm guessing we're gonna make a lot of these in the future. I should probably have an assembler too, full of PTFE, just to make this crafting easier. It's used for a couple things, including IV machine holes, and normal machine holes. We might as well just swap it over then, on this particular one. There we go. It should work the same. We also need PTFE rods, which is kind of weird. We don't have the bars. Oh, we can do this, because macerating is super fast. Yeah, 0.8 or 0.4 at MV. And this step is also fast. So 1 more extruder for ingots. Okay. MV extruder ingot. Now we need a recipe for this, and a recipe for the rods. Okie dokie. We should be able to autocraft everything. It's all encoded. So the controller, 10 casing, 1 pipe casing, and 1 coil. Yay! The rest is like input buses and hatches, the usual. Okay, I've gathered everything. We're doing 2 HV hatches for EV, and it shall go here. Yay, there we go. These multi-blocks are so pretty. I don't know why. So now we can just give it power. We only really need 4 amp of HV, but I've only encoded the 16 amp converter. So 16 amp it is. Who cares? There we go. We have power. Let's give it a test and see how fast it goes. So quartz, let's just do a stack. And resonant ender is somewhere here. Over here. Okay, how fast are you? 7 ticks. Oh, it's already done. It ran out of liquid. Okay, that's pretty insane. It's only 1.2k per tick as well, the power. So how much faster is that? Okay. It's 16 times faster than MV. So that should be able to run 160 simulation chambers. That's pretty good. The perfect overclock is amazing then. It would only normally be 4 times faster than MV, because 2 times 2, for the 2 tiers above. But that's changed to 4 with the perfect overclock. So it's times 4, and then times 4 again, which is 16. That is so good. Okay, so let's work on the quartz side of the process, I suppose. So we need cobblestone to gravel, gravel to sand. Smelt the sand, and electrolyze the glass. For the smelting part, I might try a multi-smelter. They're really good apparently. But first we have to do the electrolyzer. And I think I might do MV, just a bunch of them. This is 1 per 5 seconds, so 2.5 at MV. So we need about 6.6, so I'll go with 8, that should be fine. Easy peasy. As for item transfer, what do? I was thinking item lasers. That might be the best bet, but I will have to adjust this slightly. There we go, that works. So this is the output, and this side the input. Okay, item laser time. I've looked at the recipe already. It's not too crazy. We just need the energy ones, and it's very, very cheap. Looky me. And the interface is fine also. Okay, so input and output. Output will be connected to this one, and input over here, or something. I'm not really sure yet. How about we get the multi-smelter for the glass? I'm not really sure how it works though. The quest is over here, but the recipe is easy. It's just an EBF that's short. There we go. So if I understood the tooltip, I should be able to run this at MV, and it can keep up. I'll give it cancel though, just in case. It might boost it a little bit. I don't really know though. So I'll put it right here. Also, I've just realized something. Shouldn't I put these 1 block up to be like everything else? Yeah, I definitely should. I forgot about that. Let's build this first though. And I might start powering everything from below. It works much nicer. Yay! Multi-smelter. Looks very nice. Let's move everything else first though. There we go. Fixed. I guess the interfaces can go straight on the buses. It should work perfectly, with them outputting, and also inputting, hopefully. We also need the wrench. Do connect them. So output to input. These ones too. And the input of this to the output of these. There we go. Looks ridiculous, but who cares? I will give it a stack of sand, but we do need power, don't we? Okay, this should have power now. Sand in the input. There we go. 6 seconds per stack. It doesn't round robin, but it is much faster than this step, so it should spread out, and it's working perfectly. Awesome. I'm very glad about that. Okie dokie, time for 1 billion forge hammers. I think I'll go with 4 per step, so 12 forge hammers. 300 iron. Lol. That's fine. For cobblestone to gravel, gravel to sand, and sand to dust. It should be fast enough to supply this, and the clay. If not, we can add some more. It's fine. So will these keep up or not? I might have to upgrade these to the better ones. No, they don't. This one should be good enough though. It's like 8 times faster. It's just kind of annoying to make, but I'll be back. There we go. 2 of these ones. Should work. Yes. Definitely. This should work. With auto output. It's a bit jank, but it's fine. I think I'll take this one off. And have it push half of these into there. And half of them can go into the other one. Okay, that sounds good. So we just need auto output on for these. There we go. The multi-smelter is active. And it should always stay full. Ish. It will be a little bit before all these fill up though. Also, let's mute everything. before I go insane. Yeah, it's exactly the same speed, which means it blinks a bunch. So I might make these 2 steps slightly faster, with like 4 more, or something, because this is slightly annoying. It might be fine once it backs up, we'll see though. Let's turn on the dust, as well. Okay, so what now? Resonant ender? Probably. I'll put it over here. And we need 4 extractors, I'm pretty sure. These ones are actually super simple, because we're using fluid lasers. They don't need an interface. It's just extract and insert with a compass. Or I guess with a screwdriver. They've definitely changed that. There we go. Only into, and these out of. And now we just fill these full of ender pearls. Super simple. This step isn't that fast, so we can do conduits. It's fine. There we go. Looks like it is fast enough, so that's great. Awesome. We're gaining. I think I definitely want to improve these 2. Just a little bit. They're a tiny bit too slow. Okay, so now it's time for another LCR. Or clay. Or maybe not. We might not need it. But they're cheap, so why not? We will run it at MV. It doesn't need to be fast. The clay recipe is already fast. And it shall go here. As for water, for the clay, this seems perfect. 16 buckets per second. That's insane. Let's do that. Oh yeah, it's HV. Oops. Wow! I'm never using an endervar again. These are so much better. And kind of cheap. We've got hundreds of HV. Why aren't you working? What's your problem? Oh yeah, energy. I'm stupid. There we go, now it's running. 5 ticks. That should be fast enough. So now we need to smelt this in another multi-smelter, and then an alloy smelter array. Like 16. It's a lot, but it's fine. I might just skip to the end though. I spent ages setting these up, much more time than expected. So I'll be back with the finished product. Okay, I got it working. This step was very easy, just a furnace. This step was kind of annoying, the alloy smelters. I forgot there's 2 inputs, so it wasn't that simple. So we have a bunch of robot arms, with keep exact, and these 2. This means everything's always running. And we have about 1 trillion slaves, and 2 up here, and they're auto outputting back into this, for PPC. The draw controller is on the bottom, with a storage bus on, and I partitioned it just for PPC. I don't want to pull from these 2 drawers. We can use the ones we already have. By the way, I removed the old one, but we still have this, but the alloy smelter's gone. It works very, very well. We have a full draw of 65k in about an hour or so quite good. I did have to increase the forge hammers though, for these 2. It was slightly too slow, but now it's working perfectly, and we should be able to add more shulkers. I will do 3 more. And 7 shulkers in total should be enough for 16 Numis, which should be a small boost. For now. By the way, I pre-crafted these, off camera. The gears take so long. It's actually ridiculous. There we go. These should stabilize out, and we can see the power consumption of the base. Okay, that's really good. We're using less than half of the power, which is amazing. Awesome. Okay, so if we want to push for Nuclearcraft, we first have to do tier 3 microminer for the RTM. It looks like we need it. And for that we need tungsten carbide. So we should get this going. Tungsten carbon. EV. Lots of power. But we're not scared anymore. We can just add more Numis if we want to. There we go. We can make the mixer. Also, I don't know if this works for keep exact. I'll change it to supply exact for scheelite and tungsten. It kinda broke, so hopefully this is fixed. It only put 2 in, so maybe I was wrong. Anyway, mixer. Conduit. Tungsten and carbon. And circuit 1. We'll store a stack. as usual. Okay, that was easy. And now it's blast furnace time. Yet again. Is there anything else we should blast furnace while we're here? Anything for the tier 3? Oh, there's lots of weird stuff. Aha! Another weird wire for the field generator. Magnesium diboride. We should do this. Although I don't have magnesium. Or boron. Great start. I was looking at boron before though. The pink stuff is great for this. You can get it from centrifuging and macerating. Around about a 30% chance. Oh, and it's done. Blue Peter style. Boron. And cesium. I don't care about that. That's only about 700 though. I might have left a ton in salt veins. I don't think I ever mined it. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it's in the middle 3 layers. It's super annoying to mine though. It's in the roof. Okay, I found a fresh vein. I will mine here. Lepidolite. I think that's how you say it. Okay, I got a fair amount. And what about magnesium? I know there's an actual magnesium ore. Yeah, magnesite. So I'll try and find this. It's in the overworld. Oh, that was easy. It doesn't seem to be rare. Found it. Bottom 3 layers. Yes. It's everywhere. There we go. That's all of it. Quite a lot. Okay, so while this is processing, I will prepare 2 EBFs for magnesium diboride and tungsten carbide. There we go. So I think I'll do 512 of tungsten carbide. Tungsten steel is the important one. Not really this one, but I'm not too sure. And we're going to need another mixer for magnesium diboride. I will do HV. It should be onto the magnesium soon. Yes, it's just onto it. Do you see what I mean by power issues now? Some of the EBFs turned on, and look how much it's dropped. That's like only a third now. It's so much power. So mixer, magnesium and boron. Maybe I should smelt this instead. You can't really get the full magnesium unless you just smelt the ore. Oh well. Otherwise you have to do this, and that sucks. I should have realised. Oopsie daisy. Magnesium. So now the mixer should turn on. Yes, it is. Awesome. Magnesium diboride. A stack. And it's circuit 1. Well, it should be. Oh yeah, I didn't set this. 256. It's basically just for these, so not too important. Also, we should be able to set the storage monitors, because now we have tungsten carbide, and this weird brown ingot. Awesome. Okay, so for the tier 3, we're just missing the crafting table, I'm pretty sure, and it looks like it's pretty easy. Just some elite components, which is very similar to the other ones, just with enderpearl plates, which is easy. So 4 blocks of aluminium, 4 elite catalysts, 8 components, and 8 black steel, and a yellow table. There might be some quests, and we can make it. Lovely jubbly. And of course dupe it a bit. You will go here, and we'll set up the same thing with a crate and an interface. There we go, that's a suitable name. Okay, so now we can do it. The tier 3 microminer. Of course I will encode everything I can. There will be some certain things that we're missing. I forgot about this. We have to do argon then, which is liquid air distillation. I will worry about that later. Okay, so I've encoded everything. The only thing we're missing, other than tungsten carbide, is solidified argon and eyes of ender, which we can just make this way. So I'll do that. Chemical reactor. Might as well do HV. You never know. There we go. And this pattern. We do need blaze powder though. We're not actually making blaze rods, which I find funny. I might just do it this way, for now. Okay, we can do it now. We're just missing argon, which is kind of annoying. We're going to have to do this. We need another vacuum freezer to freeze air, and then distill it, but I'll do that tomorrow. It's bedtime. Good night. Okay, I'm back. Good morning. So I don't think this will be that bad. It's actually quite simple. So I might run this at EV to be a little faster, and that would be a bucket per second of liquid air. And that works out perfectly. So we can run the vacuum freezer at HV and the distillation tower at EV. So we can fit it here, should be fine. And we also need a gas collector. It just collects air, very simple. I shall put this here. And the distillation tower here. There we go. And the gas collector can go here, directly on the input, on circuit 1. Or 4, it's a bit weird, with the void. And it should be a lot faster than this step. Oh wait, I messed up. This is EV. Oops. There we go. Unnecessary overclock. But now it's HV. Good. Okay, so distillation time. Once again. 5 output hatches, and 1 output bus. Okie dokie. There we go. And this should be EV. Good. And a drum to connect these two. Or not. It might be too cold. Cryogenic. Stainless steel works. Let's do that. Also, is the hatch even big enough? No, it's not. It needs to be 50 buckets. And the outputs need to be bigger too. At least for nitrogen. Which I'm guessing is the bottom one. HV works. 64 buckets. There we go. I hope this is nitrogen. Okay, go. Once there's 50 buckets, it should work. There we go. And these should be equal speed. Exactly. And these can go in super tanks. So we have nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium, and argon, which is what we wanted. This should be a really good producer of nitrogen. Much better than the other way. Yeah, this way. Centrifuging air. It's so slow. But this way we get 35 buckets every 50 seconds, which is pretty amazing. We can also have a draw for the ice. Void, and upgrade. It's basically useless though. Look at that nitrogen. It's been a couple minutes. That's crazy. There we go. We now have argon, so we can do the stupid micro mission. We just need a solidifier. I will do this at HV. There we go. And we've got a downgrade. I want to buffer more the liquid than this version. This doesn't go back into the liquid, so I don't want to store too much of this. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can order it now. The tier 3 micro miner. Oh, one more. And that's it. Okay. It's so slow for argon. There we go. We have enough. It's about 1 every 2 minutes, which isn't great. But we can order one now. Tier 3 micro miner. Some steps will be manual with these tables, but that's okay. I don't know if we can automate these yet. We need these versions, and I don't think we're there yet. There we go, the mining lasers. Also a weird quest. And we're just waiting for gears and double plates. They're quite slow. There we go, it's done. Did I miscount? No, I didn't. Great. And of course automate it. Send microminer tier 3, and we want to be doing the second one. Send microminer tier 3B, and favorite. And now we can set a recipe. It's 4 quantum flux, a microminer, and a super chest 2, which is cheap, don't worry. And a recipe for this. And in the projector it goes. Okay, so let's send it. Microminer tier 3B. Oh, we don't have an aluminium crate. That's funny. There we go. And this should be sent. And it has. There's one issue. Output bus. It needs to be bigger, I think. I'll try EV. And it's running. Great. I hope it doesn't run out of power. These are kind of power hungry. Well, definitely that one. Not really this one. It seems to be fine though. Yay. Now we should have a ton of nether ore. Scheelite and tungstate for tungsten. Ilmenite for titanium. Some other random stuff. And also laurite. Also this one. Both of these are used for stuff. Ruthenium and rhodium. I don't think there's a way to get it other than this. So it's an exclusive microminer thing. And to process the laurite, we can thermal centrifuge and macerate to get ruthenium and also rhodium. So I'll get everything processing. They didn't give us much. Okay, so this is all they gave us. Okay. Thank you. It doesn't look like much, but it should turn out a fair amount of ruthenium and rhodium. We can electrolyze the product as well, for a little bit more. We might not get very much of this, at all. we should probably do this. Platinum group sludge from sheldonite. Yeah, this. We need aqua regia, just hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. And that's just ammonia and oxygen. So easy. But how do we get this? Platinum group sludge. Ah, here we go. Yeah, purified sheldonite plus nitric acid. And then you can process this into a bunch of stuff. So I might look at this because this sucks. You can find sheldonite in the end and you can get a bunch. So I'd rather do that. It's a cool chemical line too. Yeah, this is all we got from processing all that microminer stuff. I'll electrolyze these two to get a little bit more, but it won't be much more. So I might take a detour from doing nuclear craft and do this. Is this the plat line? I don't even know, but it seems fun, so I'm doing it. There we go. We got this much extra. In total 22 rhodium and 55 ruthenium. That sucks, because the next tier of coils are RTM, which uses a lot of ruthenium, so we're going to need a whole lot more than this. Okay, platline time. Okay, I'm back. I've looked through JEI at the platline, and it's very complicated, so I think the best idea is to do some of it, but not the entire thing. We just need ruthenium right now, because each one of these dusts have a complicated chain of processes, and I probably should wait a bit before setting up the entire thing. So yeah, we're doing partial platline, is what I'm calling it. Just one of the 6 dusts. I don't care about the others, just yet. So first step is the pulverizer. I think EV is faster than the steam one. HV wasn't quite, so we need one of these. Also, I might get some RTM going. We have a little bit of ruthenium. It might be enough for like one set of coils. Let me find out. No it's not. We need like 70. Oh well. I guess I'll get it mixing and smelting, just so we don't have to wait so much later. Also, I forgot about molybdenum. We do have a lot of ore though, so I'm hoping this is fine. We also need an EV mixer. We will have this on passive at some point, so might as well put it here. This should be some. We need about 30 more ruthenium for a full set of coils. But I'll get a bunch going in the meantime. Okay, so back to platline. We will macerate any sheldonite in the system. This should work really nicely once we get this mission. It's like automatic ore processing, just for one specific ore. It's a bit weird, but it's fine. There we go. And we get byproducts. Nickel. Also endstone dust. Not very useful, but you might as well. Void in these two. And upgrades. So now with the crushed ore, we need the purified version. You can do it this way, but I'd like to do a chemical bath because of palladium. Look at that chance. Also mercury is free from redstone, so I'll do this. So insert crushed ore and mercury. There we go. Very fast. And this is 3 more outputs. Purified ore, palladium, and stone dust. We need void in these two. And upgrades. By the way, this is so much stuff from like 20 ore that we had. Very good for palladium. Is it useful? It might be. Okay, so next step. Chemical reactor with nitric acid. So we have to do this first. I will probably do it this way. Oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. The ammonia is too slow, I think. And we might as well do the other one too. So I need 1 LCR, right here. I might need a new energy hatch though. This should be fine, I think. Maybe not. It might just be the wafer that we're missing. And it's a brown lens. Okay. Any cocoa beans. I need brown dye. Or we can get it from stone. Metal mixture dust. I might have to do that. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. Yay. 9.1%. Oh. No first try. Also, let's get this cooking. This might not be able to do it though. Oh, it can. I guess I overclocked it to EV. I didn't even realise. We still haven't got a brown, by the way. We have everything now, except the brown. Yay, there we go. This counts as brown dye, apparently. And now we can make the brown lens for these PIC wafers. I will engrave like 8. That's like 16 EV hatches. That'll do for a bit. Oh great, EV cutting saw. So many rabbit holes today. Ultimate? Now I need a weird buzzsaw. What is this? Why? Why is it another blast furnace recipe? Cobalt, chrome, nickel, molybdenum. It's not too bad. I'm not passiving this. I'll just batchcraft a bit. And it's a HV mixer, which I don't have. There we go. Ta-da! There's so many weird blast furnace recipes that are only used in like one place. Like, what is this? They're good tools, I suppose. There we go. Now we can do it. I probably will end up replacing this one, but for now we have 2 cutting machines. There we go. Do we even have an assembling machine? Or EV? Because that's what we need. Or the energy hatches. I don't think we do. Okay, good. We can just make it. Yay! EV energy hatches. Why was that so difficult? Okay, so now we can make it. I'm tempted to put it over here though. I might want more manual machines in the future. Like this one. So LCR coming up. So we can have an interface. Requesting these. So oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. And we can input via filter. My favourite. There we go. It does need to be a specific circuit, so we need an empty input bus. 24 for nitric acid. There we go. And it's working. There is 2 outputs with this. I will absolutely bin the water, but I do want to lock these. So it's only water we're binning, and this never ends up in here. It might not be able to, but just in case. So bin water. And we need to store nitric acid. This is probably fine. It's quite fast. 1 bucket per 4 seconds. We're not going to be using that much. Also, gimme quest. So we need to chemical react to this in another LCR with the purified ore. This is relatively fast already, so does it even need to be an LCR? I think I will, but HV. We don't need to go that crazy. It's completely pointless. This is an LV recipe. If we overclock to EV, it will be 64 times faster. We are not producing nitric acid nearly that fast. So we'll do HV, 16 times faster. Even then I think we're using more than we're producing, but it's fine. Okay, I have everything. Might as well move the tank as well, to here, so we can auto-input. And we are going to need a transformer, but that's fine. Just don't get it wrong. There we go. No explosions. That's better. So now we just input shell deny. Let me move this to somewhere better. Here's fine. And filter. There we go. It's working. We're already full on this stuff. Sulfuric nickel solution. I guess we can electrolyze this, though I don't really care. So you can go in a super tank. Void excess, I suppose. Wow, we're already full. That's amazing. So this is what we want to centrifuge for all this stuff. But we're going to need aqua regia first, which is hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. This does not need to be fast, so I'll do it HV, I don't know. So filter with these 2. There we go. Super fast. Oh yeah. I keep forgetting the acids. There we go. We also want to be storing this. The platinum sludge powder, or whatever it's called. And we want to centrifuge an EV1, probably. This step might be a bit slow. Every process before this, we've made so fast, for no reason. Oh well. I guess it won't be bottlenecked by anything else. So input this, also aqua regia, and request them both. Yay! We're going. It's so slow. Why'd I make these so fast? It was pointless. Oh well. Well, we have everything now. These all become very rare metals after processing. Platinum, palladium, rhodium and ruthenium, iridium and osmium, and some other stuff that doesn't matter. So we can store everything. And I really don't want to void anything, so I'll max upgrade everything, leaving a space for void. There we go. This is what we want to process, by the way, for ruthenium and rhodium. First we chemical react with sulfuric acid, and then again with carbon to get ruthenium. And the rhodium is in here, the liquid. We just electrolyze. It's kind of pointless to do an LCR, since we don't get any overclock. Unless we run 2 hatches, but I'm not doing that. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing it completely wrong. I'll just do single block machines. I might swap these out. I have no idea though. I'm just tired. I want to go to bed. Also, this is a loop, I think. You can get the sulfuric acid back, completely, Okay, I've got it figured out. 1 electrolyzer and 3 chemical reactors. So we can insert this inert metal mixture into one of these, and we just need some sulfuric acid for the loop. And we get ruthenium tetroxide and rhodium sulfate. The dust can go in here, and we add carbon or ruthenium, which is exactly what we want. We do need limited item filter though, and a robot arm, so it doesn't overfill. Keep exact, this many. Also request carbon. There we go. Yay, ruthenium. Awesome. I need to deal with this first though, and the hydrogen. Also CO2. I might just void them in super tanks. There might be a way to get it back to water for the sulfuric acid, but there's no point. Water's absolutely free. So we can electrolyze the rhodium sulfate. There we go. Yay, rhodium. And sulfur trioxide, in which we just react with water for the sulfuric acid back, which I'll do over here. I'll use one of these, the water cover. They're so good. And there we go. All the acid back. Now we have excess oxygen, and carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. 3 excess fluids. Most of them useless. But I guess I'll store everything, just in case. That finishes off the chunk as well. And filter everything. There we go. Everything's working, and we can void excess on these 3. There we go. Okay, I think everything's working. I just had to fix the robot arm. It was on export, not import. So now we have 2 outputs from this process. Rhodium and ruthenium. Yay. And we're actually getting quite a lot from like 20 sheldonite that I had in the system. So how about while this finishes up, I will go mine some more. I'll mine these 2 out completely. It's only 3 layers, so it should be easy. Here we are, sheldonite. Okay, they're both gone now. That was easy. Like 10 minutes. And we got all this. 8 stacks of sheldonite. Brilliant. Also looks like this is finished now. And we got about 25 of each. From only about 20 ore. So it's around about 1-to-1 with ore. We just put 8 stacks in. So we can expect 8 stacks of each. In 2,000 years. After it's done. Also most of the RTM is done. But we need 2 stacks. For the coils. We might be able to just get that. With the stuff we got. Yeah, this is plenty. Awesome. I just have to wait like 40 minutes. For enough RTM. For the coils. Which I guess I can do. Maybe I'll do some editing while I wait. This episode is all over the place. I've barely done anything. But I've also done so much. It's a very strange one. Anyway, I'll be back. Once everything's done. Yay, we have enough. It should be exactly 2 stacks. Into 2x wire. There we go. And now we have to wait for vanadium steel. I didn't realise. And we don't quite have enough. So we've got a bit more to come. Almost there. 2 more. There we go, 32. So in the EV assembler, with vanadium steel foil, and 2x RTM wire, and some nichrome. There we go! We're finally making the coils. This took forever. Yay! They're done. Wow! So this should be pretty amazing. We can make tungsten steel, a bunch of new types of steel, lumium, signalum, and yttrium barium cuprate, for nuclear craft. That was way harder than expected. We did like 6 quests today, but it was so much work. It's fine. So I'll be doing a lot off camera, I imagine. I will probably passive RTM. We have ruthenium now, a pretty good source of it too. But yeah, I'm all grigged out, so it's time to end the episode. Very weird one today. Sorry about that. I'll try and look ahead next time, to make sure I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.